Hi, have you ever wondered why you are drawn to certain people? Well, today we are going to talk about the hidden sides of attraction. We will talk about things like genetics and lifestyle, but primarily how our food choices and certain nutrition factors affect our body chemistry and how that is shaping our appeal. And no, it's not just about the looks. Well, that's exactly what this study looked at, and believe it or not, but it seems that for women, body scent is more important than the looks when it comes to attractiveness. For guys, yeah, not much surprise there guys, we are less predictable, so looks definitely seems to be winning in our department. If you think about it from the evolutionary point of view, going back to our ancestors, it would make perfect sense. Body odor provides lots of unconscious evolutionary cues that can give women ideas about the overall health, fitness, and even behavioral health of her potential mating partner. Our ancestors did not wear fancy clothes that could give women clues about their potential partner. They had to rely on much more basic things, and body scent was one of the big ones. So let's take for example chronic illnesses such as diabetes, right? Which if it's not controlled properly can produce the typical acetone breath due to metabolic dysfunction. That's gonna tell women something about the potential health problems. Poor hygiene can be linked to depression and may signal reduced self-care or reduced resilience to stress. Well, we all know the heavy drinking and smoking, how that alters our body chemistry and creates very distinct odor that can subconsciously indicate to women risky behavior or long-term poor health potential. Now, consciously or subconsciously, women are very sensitive to these kind of things. Okay, so besides taking shower, changing our clothes, not eating garlic, onion, and these kind of things, what else can make us smell worse? Well, that's exactly what a group of scientists in Czech Republic took on and tried to answer in a study called The Effect of Meat Consumption on Body Odor Attractiveness. Essentially, what they did is they took a group of women and have them smell pads that they first put into the guy's armpits, left them there for a little bit, and then let them evaluate the odor. So the caveat is that first they had the guys for 2 weeks on a meat-based diet, and then they had them for 2 weeks on plant-based diet. So now, would you guess which odor did the women like better? The one when the guys were on a meat-based diet or on the plant-based diet? Yep, if you guessed that they liked the smell from the armpit pads of the guys who were eating the plant-based diet, you were right. They judged their odor more significantly pleasant and attractive. So besides hygiene and perhaps reducing the consumption of meat, what else can we do? Well, there's another study that was done in Japan, and in this study, the researchers were looking at consumption of mushrooms. And in this case, they had the participants eating mushrooms for about 2 to 4 weeks and try to see, how they were doing. Well, after the experiment, they noticed that their breath, bedding, clothing, and supposedly even the poop smelled better. What type of mushrooms are we talking about? Well, the plain or simple white button mushrooms, and just about mushrooms a day would do that. So what else can we do? Well, another thing that we can do is to improve our body scent is increasing the amount of chlorophyll we eat. Chlorophyll is the green pigment that's found in plants and algae, and it plays an important role in photosynthesis. Now, I'm not talking about the chlorophyll tablets from GNC or Vitamin Shop. I'm talking about the chlorophyll we get from eating the good old greens. The amount of chlorophyll we need to eat to improve our body scent is just about the amount you will get from eating about 10 to 12 leaves of lettuce. So if we have a nice bowl of salad every day, not only we are going to get good fiber, but we can also kind of deodorize ourselves. By the way, did you know that chlorophyll is also anti-inflammatory? Yep, it helps to decrease inflammation in our body. So I like to say just the positives. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper because there is even more to this fascinating topic. There are actually trillions of tiny microorganisms living in our gut, known as the gut microbiome, which also happens to play a role in how you smell. These bacteria break down food, and in the process they produce all kinds of compounds. Some of the compounds are called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. We can absorb these VOCs into our bloodstream, and eventually we release them through our sweat or breath. Now, if we have imbalance between the good and bad bacteria in our guts, a state which is known as dysbiosis, this can potentially lead to the production of greater quantity of malodorous compounds. But we can also have disruption in the integrity of the gut lining, which is often referred to as the leaky gut. Now, if the gut barrier is compromised, these malodorous compounds can enter the bloodstream much easier, and as they are expelled through the skin, they will contribute to pretty bad body odor. So, maintaining a healthy balanced gut bacteria through good diet is another thing that actually influences your body odor. Well, it gets even more interesting because it's actually not just about what you eat. Your genes also have quite a bit to say when it comes to your unique scent. There's a specific gene called ABCC11 that's quite interesting. This single gene determines, for example, if your body is making wet or dry earwax. And believe it or not, but it also influences if you produce underarm odor. There is actually a certain version of this gene which is very common in East Asian population. People with this version of the gene don't just have dry earwax, but they also tend to have little to no underarm odor. Now, how cool is that? But emotions can actually change how we smell as well. When you are stressed out, your body releases hormones that activate the apocrine sweat glands. These are the sweat glands that are primarily in your armpits and groin. This is so-called stress sweat, and it's much richer in protein and fats, which the bacteria on our skin love to munch on. Well, as a result, there is a lot stronger and usually more unpleasant odor compared to the regular sweat from exercise that's just dripping down our body. Finally, let's talk about hydration. I think that it makes perfect sense that when you are dehydrated, your sweat will become more concentrated and you might notice a lot stronger smell of ammonia. And of course, dehydration also leads to bad breath because we produce less saliva, which helps us to wash away the odor-causing bacteria. So, as you can see, body odor is quite complex mix of various factors, from what we eat to our genes and even our emotions. And as we saw, women are quite tuned to our body scent, so it only makes sense that body odor does play a significant role in attractiveness, something to think about. So, to summarize today's talk, we said that women value body scent over looks, and that meat diet produces stronger body scent compared to plant-based diet. We also went over a Japanese study that showed that mushrooms can help us improve our body odor and that chlorophyll in veggies is also an important natural deodorizer. But we also talked about the role of gut microbiome and how having the right balance between the good and bad bacteria can affect the body odor that we excrete through our skin and in our breath. And we also talked about the fact that stress can make our sweat a lot more intense, while staying hydrated can have the opposite effect by decreasing the intensity of our body scent and breath odor. And that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this talk, and I will see you in the next video.